Bay, Governor Tim Walz is in the Badger State. The Democratic VP candidate was in Eau Claire earlier today, will be in Green Bay later this afternoon. At his stop at UW-Eau Claire, he praised Democratic leaders from Wisconsin and Minnesota.
We are incredibly blessed. I'm always make the case in Minnesota. We're so lucky. We've got Senator Klobuchar and her partner, Senator Smith. And in Wisconsin, we have Tammy Baldwin. We have three of the best senators in the United States right here in this part of the country.
In Green Bay, he's expected to continue to speak on their plan if elected, including creating new economic opportunities. Wisconsin GOP Chairman Brian Schimming released a statement ahead of Governor Walz's visit saying, quote, while middle-class families in Wisconsin demand change, Democrats have decided to place their hopes in a Vikings fan with a propensity for lies and exaggerations to explain away Kamala Harris's lackluster record. End quote. Meanwhile, both VP Harris and former President Trump were in Pennsylvania today talking to voters. Harris will hold a rally in Erie. Meanwhile, Trump held a town hall outside of Philadelphia. The former president spoke on protecting women, claiming they won't be thinking about abortion if he's elected. This week, WMTV is proud to host the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Foundation's 2024 U.S. Senate debate. Incumbent Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin and Republican challenger Eric Hovde will discuss the important issues facing Wisconsin and our nation. Join us live this Friday, October 18th at 7 p.m. right here on WMTV.